Welcome to the Lake Forest Podcast, a podcast about the lovely city of Lake Forest, featuring topics like local news, sports, music, people, and food. My name is Pete, and I'm joined with my co-host, Skoo Walker. We both live in Lake Forest. Skoo, how you doing?
Doing great today. It's Friday. Whoop. Hey,
Oh,
don't
no,
let the fun begin.
another satisfied customer. Hey, we got a
Hopefully,
show spot.
hopefully a new customer.
We got a show sponsor, Dakota Insurance Group. They've got your back. Why? Because that's what friends are for, Skoo.
That's
They
right.
have both kinds of insurance, commercial and residential, and long-term care. Is that true?
That is absolutely true. Stop by and let's talk about long-term care insurance.
Stop by right after the tavern, just right down the steps there.
Or stop by first and then we'll go up to the tavern.
Then we'll go to the tavern. Yeah, I think stop by first. That's true. All right, visit DakotaInsuranceGroup.com. Get a quote now. All right, Skoo, we got some stuff to talk about. How about them Scouts?
And a baby.
How about that
Quarterfinals.
game? How about that game, which I saw?
I know you did. I didn't.
Oh, I was calling it. Well, you know, you are a fair weather fan.
Very fair.
So, well, they look good. I don't think anybody got hurt.
That's the key.
You know, it's nice to go to Rockford and get out of Rockford in one piece.
Game, though. They stopped a big running back, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't.
For all these state records I heard. And
Well, it's so nice to watch the stream because you get to hear the home announcer. Number one, he's not.
Hang on a second.
What? Yeah, I
Did
wasn't
you
there.
watch the stream or did you go to the game?
I watched the stream.
Oh. I thought you said it was nice to get out of Rockford.
I said it's always nice. Well, in general, it's nice to get out of Rockford with your hubcaps and yourself intact.
No, I misunderstood. I thought you drove out there. I was going to give you big
No. Come on.
No.
I might. You know what? They go for the whole shebang. I'll go to DeKalb.
Yeah.
I'll go to DeKalb. Well, you know, it's DeKalb's DeKalb. They've made some improvements, but still, it's no carbon delay. But it was nice to hear their announcer, who is not half as good as you, Skoo.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure
But
he's much better.
Is that my train going by the way?
No, that's my text notification.
Oh, okay.
Put it on there for my son who loves trains and never just always stuck.
Okay, well, keep an eye out for the Neuronoodle train. It's down there in that basement somewhere.
Oh, is it? Yeah, you're not up top? I can tell you a funny story about my train getting lost in the basement.
Oh, please tell me. You had a train? Okay.
I do. It's sitting in my window right now, but it was running up top for quite some time and then was mysteriously disappeared.
The Neuronoodle Express disappeared too in that wonderful basement over on Western Avenue.
Oh, let me know. I probably know where it is, Pete.
Really? Okay. Well, mere $200 is all that thing cost, but that's all right.
We'll do a reconnaissance mission.
All right. You're gonna be like Tom Cruise and drop through the ceiling. Dun, dun, dun. You look like Bill Belichick. So the Scouts, they look good. I mean, they beat them up. So now we got a home game with final 8 in the state, right?
Yeah, against Prairie Ridge.
And they've historically given us problems. Is that true?
Yeah, I wouldn't say historically. Probably the last 5 years. 2 of those 5 years, the Scouts have run into the wolves of Prairie Ridge, and they've pretty much decimated the Scouts. The last time they met, it was up at Prairie Ridge, and they dropped a cool 70 on us.
70,
And
huh?
I think it
What-
was
what-
2015 or 16 was the last time, was the other time, and they dropped a cool 40 on us. So
Where is Prairie Ridge?
Crystal Lake,
Crystal Lake.
one of the
Yeah.
95 high schools in Crystal Lake.
They got a few high schools up there.
They do. But they're
All
good.
right.
I mean, they run a triple option, and that's hard to defend in 1 week. But I think the Scouts have seen a couple of them in the playoffs. So a lot of key players on defense that have to
Step up.
step up. The defensive ends have to be patient. And
Well, there's a lot of two-way players.
for the Scouts.
Yeah.
I think they're only one or two.
Scheidler and Jahari, I know for sure.
Yeah, he's not. Jahari's not 100% all the time like Scheidler, but
Okay.
there's a couple guys that should. But I mean, the keys are the defensive ends and the nose guard, Max Turlap. They have to control that. If they don't be patient and control the triple option, those cornerbacks are going to get crushed.
All
But
right.
they can do it.
So then the next game, that's Final Four, and whoever has the best record, that'll be. Oh, don't jinx! All right. Temper,
But yes,
temper. Okay, all right.
I think they still go. It's the best. The best seed gets the home game.
Now, Lake Forest is your pretty much traditional town, right? Small town, you have your traditions.
What kind of
and what.
loaded question you're asking, Pete?
Well,
Which way would you like to go on that?
well, I've never been part of a Final Eights team, and on lesser teams playing in not as well funded school, we had pep rallies,
Right.
to kind of get everybody
It's sad.
together. Why don't they do pep rallies here? Just asking.
I don't. I have my opinion on it, and I might.
Go ahead. Give me yours. I got a couple.
Opinion.
Yeah.
Well, they do have, as the high school will say, well, we do have a pep rally, and it's held at the high school during school hours, right at the end of the day, which is fine. But it's always been a thing. This separation of the high school and the city, and I don't understand it. But the city, high school, they don't embrace each other, and the city should be embracing the only high school here, and and there should be, that town should be littered the last couple weeks with blue and gold, and it's like non-existent. The boosters should be having a pep rally and through town, parade like, celebrating these kids in the high school, and the fact that they are in the state playoffs, that is a big thing. And
But is there? I mean,
Just
is it
doesn't happen.
is it COVID, or they just
No,
never
it's
have
not
done it?
COVID. No, it's not COVID. It's called a lack of desire, laziness. I mean, you got to do, pull things together, but it seems like there's just not a desire to do it between the city and the school. I mean, why wouldn't you have a prayer? You can have these kids in the band and the cheerleaders, Palmers, the football team, the school march from the East Campus through town and back to, celebrating.
Well, they put up the Lake Forest flags on Veterans
Ooh.
Day. Well, that did cost us a couple $100,000 to do that, but
What flags? That's high school flags?
yeah, the Lake Forest logo flags are up in town. Is that up?
That's I guess the quote unquote school spirit is putting up the school flags. There should be a lot more done.
Well, the school's not even the ones putting it up. It's
Well, it's a school. It's volunteers. They're volunteers doing that.
Yeah.
At least the boosters do that. But still, I mean, there's an opportunity to embrace and more celebrate the high school than,
What's a downside to doing a pep rally? Because
uh,
everybody says they want a more vibrant downtown, right? Wouldn't that be
yeah.
like vibrant?
Yeah, I mean, everyone talks a big game. My thing is action speaks louder than words, and there's not. It's every year. There's no celebration of the high school. I go through towns, during the fall and all that, and you'll see through these towns like high school flags, sitting in the lamppost through town.
Yeah.
We don't do any of that crap. I think it's because.
Well, I'll give you my
Such
opinion.
a historic town, we don't want to litter,
Oh,
stuff in this beautiful town. But boy, I tell you what, you talk to the average Joe, I guarantee you they don't have any idea what the high school football team's doing. And I'm not just talking the high school football, because the whole fall sports are not celebrated by the town like they should be. The girls teams, there's so many teams, field hockey, soccer.
That's the feedback I got, because I put a post up last night just saying, hey, man, why don't we do a pep rally? And some people said they don't want to give too much emphasis on the football team because they don't do it for the.
But it is. I mean, it's like, really? I mean, seriously. It's.
I don't know. Celebrate everybody,
Well, that's what I'm saying. And
more the merrier.
And it can be done. It's easy to do. If you want to celebrate and have a pep rally and parade for the girls' field hockey team who finished third in the state, that should have been done too when they went to state. I know the swimming is sending a few girls to sectionals. I mean, there's a clear delineation between, how far or at what point do you want to really celebrate achievement. It's like, is it sectional or is the next stage? But football quarterfinals, they're the last 8 teams in the state. That's pretty big.
Just saying.
So there's not a embracement of the city for the high school the way it should be, I think, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So
who do we? If somebody would talk to us, we had a magic wand. Do we talk to the superintendent? Do we talk to the principal? Do we talk to the boosters? Do we talk to the city?
It's the boosters, because that's what boosters do. They organize that type of stuff, and it's the school, wanting to do it. That's the big thing, and then on the flip side, the city, call the police department, block off the Western Avenue for an hour. Some would argue that ruins the traffic flow for the businesses, but I would have got to say is there's not that many businesses in town anymore.
We're going to disrupt all the art galleries. A lot of art galleries in town.
That's a whole other discussion. But I mean, it's 15 minutes, half hour just of celebrating, and why not? But it has to take the two entities, and they've historically have proven by their actions that we don't really embrace it, which is a shame.
I don't get it. I'm trying to see the other side. Could it be a budget thing? But people are volunteering. Nobody wants to volunteer. I mean,
that's what the boosters are for. Hey, listen, let me just paint that picture for you, Pete.
Please.
Let's say you have a pep rally run through town. Okay, the kids are at the East Campus. They're a half a mile?
Yeah.
They either can walk uptown by the Jewel and start there and walk all the way down to Westminster and then come back down McKinley Road back to the high school. You can meet up there and do it. I mean, there's no cost in it. Kids walking and cheering, celebrating. Where's the cost to do that? None. I mean, and people can come out and see it, and did a lot of rallying the last 2 years in town, all that
Well,
stuff.
Well, I mean, you can get a nice rally block in the box, right? But you can't get one. Just saying. Just saying.
You get there's a lot of unannounced stuff that happens, let alone having, the city embrace our high school football team who's in the quarterfinals. And again, for anyone that wants to argue, it's why you're just doing the football. Come on, give me a break. We'll celebrate everyone.
I did get quite a bit of those.
Yeah,
a lot of the teachers don't want football celebrated because they think it's.
And my question to that is, any teacher that doesn't want to celebrate athletics, athletics is, an educational piece of high school too. If 80% of the kids at Lake Forest High School participate in an athletic sport, which last I heard it was right around that, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Show me a crazy teacher that doesn't want to support that. I mean, that's just insanity that there is even that, because it's every kid's doing something athletically there, which is fantastic.
But I mean, that's always been around. Even when I played ball, man, the teachers, why is everybody put in the spotlight? And unfortunately, it's the Monet, and I don't mean the artist. I mean the money. It generates money.
And it's not even that, because the sports don't generate money at the high school. I mean, it's another educational piece, part of the high school. I mean, it's just like art class, just like theater.
Yeah.
Athletics is a derivation of that too, of education too. And you know what? Every teacher that doesn't support that, my thing is maybe need to check out. Because why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you support diversity in all educational opportunities?
There's a lot of sides to it, Skoo. So I'm just,
Oh, now we're going to fall that into the science and stuff. Trust the science? Is it what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything about science. If somebody has a different opinion, please come on up. We're very
and I'd love to hear that a different opinion, because I'd love to chat about that, because that's just crazy. If that's true, there's teachers, and I know there is, but it's nuts. It's crazy that you don't support, or you question why we support one sport and not, something else. I think everyone, supports everything at the high school. I mean, I don't think we have a parade for a math class. I mean,
I don't want to bring up, I don't know if it's a touchy subject, but the Chicago women's professional team, they won the championship, right? And it was just 4 or 5 buses going around the streets of Chicago for their parade, and there was nobody around.
I just think it's just not. Professional women's basketball isn't as big as some other sports, and I don't think Chicago really has embraced that sport. I mean, it's like, it's like back in the day when the Chicago Sting were winning something. I mean, no one. It's like
Karl-Heinz Granitza.
But I'm saying that's the same thing. Like, really, they won the championship, but
that's a big thing.
I guess that is where the money is, not in the high school thing. It's
Yeah.
It just there's not any big dollars in the women's basketball yet. Probably will be, but.
Well, I'm sure all the school officials in the city people are listening to this podcast, and come on, we can do better. We can do better. Come on, guys.
A lot better. And again, they're going to say, the naysayers going to say, we do have a pep rally, which they probably do today, at the high school for the kids.
Okay, let's go. Oh, we can't go?
Yeah, so I'm just going to say, I mean, but my thing is not celebrating it within the high school and the student body and all that, but take it to the streets and celebrate with the town. I mean, shit, the town should be tomorrow afternoon, if you're not shoveling snow or raking leaves, come out to Westlake Forest to see the football game and support the Scouts. Go online, buy your $5 ticket and come out and support at the stand.
$7 ticket, my friend. $7 online only. You can't, no
Right.
cash, no cash.
I thought it was
Okay.
5. Probably that's, no, that's 5. I was thinking is a gallon of gas.
Well, probably 7 now.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, that's a huge stands to fill up, and it never gets filled up. And guess what? Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day that, 3's a charm. We should be taking down Prairie Ridge for the first time, advancing to the state semifinals. I mean, how cool is that?
Obviously not very.
And I tell you what, these kids are going to respond if those stands are packed. They're going to respond a lot better than, half the stands full because, it's a Saturday afternoon. I have other things to do.
Like what? Shop downtown?
Yeah.
All right. We had a couple other things going on in town this week.
Really?
There was a nice little weenie roast over on West Lake Forest High School campus. A couple landscapers trucks caught on fire.
Locked down the school and everything. It was nuts.
It was
Crazy.
lockdown, and then I heard it was landscapers, and I shouldn't say this, but something inside me was like, all right, couple less landscapers,
Were they cleaning the sprinkler system or something, and the air compressor or something that does that kind of blew, I guess.
Kind of got compressed. Well, you figure if the one truck catches on fire, maybe move the other one. Just saying. All right.
That's different than a lot of the rumor I heard.
What was the rumor?
I heard a car crash and spun off the road into the soccer field. Now it's just a landscaper truck that was clearing out the sprinkler thing. Oh, all right.
All right, fair enough.
School lockdown.
Lake Forest Hospital drops down to safety grade. They went from a B to a C.
Have you ever been out to that war zone?
I have been out there.
Ooh.
It's a nice looking place, but
It's a beautiful place. Don't go there to
what
serve.
Anything you want to share with the crew?
I have a nameless friend who sat out there for almost 12 hours, without getting any aid, and had a pretty severe issue. But I know another person who works out there who got the crap beat out of him, by Lake Forest Hospital just takes in anybody now, and it's a disaster out there in my opinion.
So that could be the drop in score. Don't know.
Oh,
just saying.
Beautiful place set up there. Now it's just kind of like you don't want to be waiting in line in the emergency room there.
We got another block.
Hopefully no one's listening at the hospital. If I ever have to go there emergency wise, they'll probably pull the plug on.
Yeah, Mr. Walker, you can sit over there. We got
Maybe
another block.
Edit that out.
Please remind me. So we got another block the box. What's the deal now? Like where Rosati's is? Is that what they're talking
No,
about?
it's the Midwest Bank.
And further down.
It's I don't know. Again, if people just take a breather and let the process work through itself and not jump to conclusions, everything will be fine. I mean, progress is good. Yes, this is a beautiful historic town, and there's a lot of beautiful historic buildings, but we also have to look to the future.
I want a vibrant downtown,
I do too. I think
I-
everyone does.
but I don't want it too vibrant.
Yeah, I don't. It's a shame. I mean, let the process work through itself.
What I
listened
don't
to
get,
plan
what I,
commission meeting.
Skoo, what I don't get is, people want a vibrant downtown, but they don't want any businesses to go
Right.
in there, right?
Right.
And then
Right.
any business that wants to go in there, they'll jump through the hoops. You can't afford the rent to stick around to make a profit. So what do you do?
No. Well, it's horrible. I mean, it's Market Square is beautiful. It's just absolutely the coolest place. But when you walk through there and there's nothing but shut down stores,
Art galleries.
not even art galleries. They're art galleries because they're like, okay, well, can I put this in there for the time being? Those aren't permanent. But again, those places are too small to even sustain,
Yeah.
business coming in. And it's just, people got to really think through, what they're screaming about, because, we do need businesses in the community. We do need to expand. We do need to, make this town vibrant, business wise. You can't have offices everywhere. I mean, the screaming and hollering a couple years ago about banks and realtors, it's the same thing. And the people that say you had too many banks and realtors, guess what happened? Now we do, and now we're figuring out ways to not have to work in those offices. And now they're empty, or could be empty. So it's just, beautiful buildings. Yeah, it's a historic town, but we're not competing with other towns, but we want to at least have, shop local. There's the scream all the time, but what do you shop?
You're going to be shopping local corporate businesses.
Well, I mean, shop local. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't fit into the size 1 evening dress that is in every store. And the ones that are there. I mean, there's got to be more, stores, but businesses are afraid to come in because, if they want to expand something, they get shot down, or, the 1,500 square foot store you want to be in is going to cost you $15,000 a month.
Well, our boys at Smith's are doing it. I haven't heard anything about them. How are they doing?
They're doing great. I mean,
They
they just
expanded?
expanded now. Yeah, they're doing great. But Smith's has always been a great store because it kind of like all the other stores in town cater to the woman.
Yeah.
Smith's is one that does just guys, and it does. Those guys have, the Smith's prior did fantastic business, and the two guys doing it now are doing great, and they're continuing that tradition. But it's tough. But we can't have 5 women's stores and then a men's store. There's got to be other things that are filling up the town.
Last on my list here, well, second to last on my list is got
Keep
some
going.
people.
Let's go.
All right, we're going, man. They want to put artificial turf in at the fields there, and you got any thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, it's long overdue. Where that field, I coached on that field for 30 years. I've played on it. It's just, unfortunately, where it is, it's hard to, maintain. It costs money to maintain, and the turf, if it's done right, it's going to be a great opportunity to generate revenue for the city, as well as utilization by all the community and all the different sports.
Having played on artificial turf and all my fake hips and knees, that hasn't been too kind. So I kind of take the other side of it. Plus, if you ever getting a burn off of that turf, there's some nasty infections that come off of that. So
yeah, but have you ever played on that field?
Well, I didn't say you shouldn't level it out and put drainage in there, you know.
Hard to with the being in a swampland, but I'm just talking about playing on that field. It's like playing on. You might as well play on
The
pavement.
moon.
Pavement.
No, there's definitely a lot of well, first of all, my friend, at Lane Tech, we practice on gravel. So cry me a river, all right?
I'm not
So
gonna cry. I've seen. Yeah, hang on a second.
step
Don't give
down,
me this.
step
Don't
down.
give me this Lane Tech. I sat at Lane Tech while my daughter rode for the last 4 years. Don't give me this cry me a river Lane Tech. That's a nice. Lane
It's
Tech
a
has
historic, it's a historic school that they have currently spent money in, but I'm just saying in the day,
Yeah. Okay.
you had gravel. So taking a header on gravel and then, you know, tell me how bad that field is, but the pounding you take on the turf. Now the turf is a lot different these days.
Right. Right.
I get it, but still you catch a seam on that and you blow your knee. So
But my question is, what's the alternative? The alternative is you keep the fields as is, and they're unplayable half the time. If you get a little rainfall, those fields are done. That's the problem, and you're gonna have the right drainage in there, but it's on a swampland in the first place. I mean, it's not like. But with the turf, it's again moving to the future and how stuff is, and it's been proven in other communities that have these turf fields that there's more viable access, and it's a great opportunity for the city to generate revenue through the rec with programming and all that. So it's where you can use it all the time. You don't have to shut it down if it's raining or shut it down for a week and a half because it's flooded.
yeah.
I mean, that's, I worked at the rec, coach there. I get why it's being done. Now it's expensive, but.
Now, where are they talking about doing this? Is this where they play rugby on the west side, or is this on the east side?
No, it's where the lights are on the right across from the rec center.
Okay.
That whole field, the baseball diamonds, softball diamonds. They used to play rugby there, and it's by the tennis courts and all that, where it's just going to be move the light posts back towards the road or towards the walking path, and then encapsulate that entire field. All 4 diamonds will be turf, and you just can do a lot more there. The school's going to use it a lot, and the school's going to have to hopefully they work out contracting where it's not just a freebie for the District 67 to use. So that's going to generate revenue, for the city with District 67 using it. So I think it's a good thing. I know there's a lot of screaming about environmentalists and all that, but come on. I mean, again,
Okay.
seriously.
All right.
I just don't know the alternative.
Well, it's all money. That's the alternative. It's spend money to drainage, get to a different field, or
there's no different fields. That's the problem. That's the central located fields for the city for youth athletics. And, they used to be at the parks, but, they've shut those down to be, open space.
Well, don't even want to get in that. Let's get into something interesting. Let's get into something interesting, which we just had. I guess people know that we're broadcasting today because I don't know if you know this, Skoo. We put up a post last week, a survey for the best burger in Lake Forest. Did you happen to see that?
I did.
People are passionate about their burgers.
What's the tally going?
Well, let's talk about who we put in there and who we didn't put in there. The people that are in here are the people that charge less than $50 for a burger. Okay. Or I shouldn't say that. That's not nice.
30.
Okay. Let's see. The Lantern, obviously. Ferentino's, Nighthawk Bistro. Our
Nighthawk.
boys at.
Is that the shooting?
Yeah. They
get out there. I haven't
that's a pretty good burger. Only problem with them is you got to catch them when they're open. You know, they're pretty much a lunch place. Oaken and then Chiefs. So,
Pete, you're a Chicago guy. Tell me, what's a good burger?
well,
Your opinion.
you got to have some burger. You know, you can't say where's the beef. You know, you got to have some burger in there. Okay.
Mhm.
You can't have more bun than burger. You got to have a good amount of burger. It can't be dry, right? So, you know, medium, maybe cooked to 150, 155 degrees tops. And then the sauce, you got to have sauce, you know, you got to have sauce. You got to have sauce.
No
And,
ketchup.
well, that's part of the sauce because you're mixing mayo, ketchup, relish, and whatnot. Don't get me into my fast food mode here, but
I'm asking you because we're doing the burger thing.
right. Well, yeah. So, but first of all, we didn't put a vote in here, right?
Right.
At least I didn't put a vote in here. I'm just saying what I look for.
Right.
And it's kind of hard now to get a good burger because it's based on the timing of when the food gets cooked and it gets brought out to the table. So that screws everything up, right? So let's just say everybody probably sucks right now because it's hard to, right?
But along with the burger, do you include a good burger with the condiments that it comes with, like fries, chips, or, you know,
well,
what's on your favorite burger plate?
Well, ask Wendy's about the fries, but if you throw fries in, like with Wendy's, those cardboard cutouts they call fries, that just ruined the burger for you eat that with the burger and you're like, oh man, this meal sucks. You can't do that. But and then you have all these gourmet burger places. I just can't do that. I don't feel right going in there because it's just, you know.
Anything that says gourmet burger, I just kind of go other way.
Well, that's kind of where we left Deer Path out. Okay, number one, I asked you guys to come on the show, and it's like pulling teeth. All right, so that didn't help, and you know it costs a little bit of money, and you know these are with inflation, everything costs a little bit of money, So we just went to, you know, our regular haunts and some new places. You know, one of our first shows, like the Oaken, you know, I went out there and I had that burger. I'm like, damn, that's it. That was a pretty good burger.
Really?
Again, first time they cracked an egg. They cracked an egg on top and they put this saber through the middle of it. I'm like, oh,
wait, egg?
Yes, an egg. They fry an egg and they put it on top. And they put the.
Is that good?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What kind of bun? I'm a big bun guy. I agree with you. The burger can't be bigger than the bun, but the bun's got to be.
You know, it was a slight toasted, slight buttery on it, and I can't remember if it was a potato or not. But you know, like I said, it's about the meat, and when you say meat, do you always include bacon on that burger too?
I'm not a big. I like bacon. My wife and I had this conversation last night, and she summed it up perfectly. I thought. She said, "I don't like bacon on anything. I just like bacon alone. Bacon is bacon." And I gotta agree with her. It just tastes so much better when you eating that solo.
That's the ultimate condiments, right?
Oh.
Now, so
you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. What I am not is when they do that julep or whatever they call that stuff they put on the side. That's part of that gourmet burger stuff. So going through, okay, Nighthawk, they do a similar type burger. Chiefs, you know, Joe is Joe. Those guys. Ferentino's, I did not know they had burgers, but sure enough, they do. You know who doesn't have burgers? Donati's. Donati's doesn't have burgers.
That was the big rumor of why the peanut gallery left, was because they were afraid that Donati's was going to take over the burger portion because they sold burgers, which I didn't think they did.
No, they don't sell burgers, and they probably had to have some type of staff to cook for the gallery, I would imagine. And I think that's where because they don't have a license over at the gallery. They do their cooking out of
Oh, really?
yeah, the cooking's out of the gallery, or now it's called whatever, but it's tapas. So, and again,
Oh,
tapas,
the Lucky Duck.
yeah, Lucky Duck. So, look, we're not tapas guys. There's plenty of people that are tapas people. I get
They're
it,
doing real well.
and I went, no, I can't eat. I don't want to eat my dinner off a saucer. You know what I mean? It just it doesn't work.
Was the peanut gallery taken out because they shut down, or?
Well, it doesn't exist. I mean,
They're
I've had
reopening.
where? Well, we got to have Cecilia back on,
No, I
but
heard they have a spot in town somewhere, but they're planning on reopening, but I haven't heard when.
well, see, that's a so it's not open, so we can't include them.
Right.
And this is just an update, right? This poll could change, but we do our weekly polls. And how should I give the results, Skoo?
Just reading them off, or?
Well, do I do bottom to the top, and then whoever's at the bottom is going to get pissed at us?
The bottom to the top.
All right, all right, all right.
Just because you're at the bottom doesn't mean you're bad.
No, I mean it's well, here we had the entries were Nighthawk Bistro, Ferentino's, Lantern, Oaken, and Chiefs. Okay, so coming in at number 5, okay, which kind of shocked me a little bit. Lantern came in number 5. Best burger in town is at number 5. Do you have a thought on that?
I do. I mean, it's different than it used to be.
Yeah.
I used to love the Lantern Burger. Now, yeah, it's not the best burger in town.
Okay. Then we had going up from the Lantern, we have Ferentino's, number 4.
Never had a Ferentino's burger. Might have a long time ago, but
Ferentino's, if you're like, the quote unquote keto crowd, they got pretty good meat plates and whatnot, but I have not had a burger from there.
I mean, I love Ferentino's.
Because it's delivery, and a delivery burger, you can't get a delivery burger. You soggy bun.
Yeah.
But
Ferentino's, for me, if you order Ferentino's, it's either pizza or their pastas. It just doesn't get a burger there.
Right.
But
and then number 3. Now we're getting kind of close. They're kind of closely bunched together for number 3 and number 2. Nighthawk Bistro, number 3. Got to go there for lunch, though. You can't go there for dinner.
You can't get there at dinner.
You can't get there at dinner, and but you can, have a burger, and then you just go out there and get a Glock and go shoot up some car.
I tried to get Pam to go out. I wanted to try it out, have a burger maybe, and then shoot.
You know what? You guys go out there. Give me an invite. I think we'll.
I think she's afraid because I don't know how to shoot a gun. I'm terrible at shooting a gun.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you
a couple of years ago, we went out to Haynesville. What's the place out there? Whatever. I can't remember the name. But we were out there for a party and doing some skeet shooting.
Yeah.
I think the guys came up and they said, "Mr. Walker, can we have the gun back?"
Please, could you
Then
point
Pam
it to the
gets up
ground,
there-
please?
Then Pam gets up there and she just starts knocking down all the clay pigeons. I'm like, this just really stinks. I think she's probably more embarrassed if she ever has to go out with me to shoot.
Well,
She's not feeling safe at home. Let's put it that way.
well, I went to college in Southern Illinois in the 80s, and you go out dove hunting. Dove's a very tiny little thing, and you take a 12 gauge out and you try to hit one of those, and then, if you got the shotgun, you also got, a liter Jack Daniels with you, and that's not a good recipe.
Did I ever tell you about my hunting story?
No, you did not.
I was
Is that on the record?
I was lucky enough to have a friend take me out hunting a couple times, and one I just, my dad was a cop, and I can't shoot a gun. I mean, I can shoot a gun, but just no depth about it. But we're out shooting, and everyone's clipping things and all this. I'm missing everything, shooting away, missing everything. And then I even had an opportunity where one of the quail or something, they're scurrying on the ground. Someone said, just shoot that. Well, I missed it. I think it was like 5 feet away. I can't shoot anything in the air. Then it was on the ground and I missed it. So it's just like, I'm like, I suck.
Well, maybe you can, you'd be good at making one of those sprinkler hoses. I hear you can make one with a shotgun doing that.
I used to make a shotgun, with tennis cans, and we used to shoot tennis balls out when we were growing up. But
Interesting.
Anyway.
You Lake Forest kids, man, especially you West Siders. You West Side trash.
I was an East Sider.
Trash.
I grew up on Griffith Road, a block from you, 2 blocks.
Well,
East Side.
Ever since you left, the values have gone up. All right.
That's true. That's so true.
All right. All right. So whatever name I say next, everybody's going to know who's number one. So you want to do your drum roll? You got your train whistle in there or something? Is that a drum roll?
I don't have a drum.
Oh, maybe like a. Okay. All right, here we go. A lot of points for this one. A lot of points. Oaken, our boys at the Oaken, number 2.
Wow.
Number 2 burger.
I gotta
And
try that. That an egg on top of it, man. What else was on it?
cheese, bacon, the works, and
That's like breakfast and lunch at the same time.
but I egg isn't. I think everybody does that now. That's their upsell. Hey, you want a fried egg on top, and after you have a couple, you're like, that sounds really good. But then you get it. It's like, the thing is like 8 inches high, man. You got to really unlock your jaw to. Oh yeah, you got to unlock.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Huh. No, I don't. That. Maybe what kind of bun? A brioche?
I don't know what a brioche is, but it hit it. Now this was one of the earlier podcasts, so in all fairness, I have eaten every one of these burgers except Ferentino's. Okay, just so everybody knows, and it was a while ago. And I just remember that's the first time I had a burger with egg on top. Delish. And a lot of people like their burger as well. In fact,
did you have to smush it down a little bit just to get it in?
You got to put your elbow to get.
Really?
You got to get it's high. Oh my good. You mix that with a Bloody Mary, forget about it. You're done for 48 hours.
It's not on the Bloody Mary?
No, that's a whole nother. That could be the next hole. Now let's get to our boy, Joe Kniesley.
Smoking Joe.
A lot of points, a lot of people. By far, he blew it away. Blew it away for number 1 votes. And
I haven't had one in a while. I have to go down and have one now.
I get I believe it's the 5 alarm. I always go in and extra jalapenos on there, and 2 exits, everybody out. Got to get home in 45 minutes, but it is fantastic.
So you're a gourmet pizza or burger guy, putting jalapenos on it.
Oh, come on. That's a little spice, my friend. That's just a little spice. But
so what's in his burger? What's in his burger now? What makes it so good? Your opinion.
It's
besides the love he puts in it.
First of all, you're in a sports bar.
Right.
Right. So the ambiance of it, and you got all the TVs, and you got a good burger. And I think the fries are pretty good there. But they have different varieties of their burger. So if you have a finicky wife, it's a good place to. It's such, gluten-free, keto, whatever the other diets that are out there, and they cover all that. So that's plus you're in a sports bar. So
do they make the vegetable burger?
They have an Impossible Burger there.
Is that what it's called? Because we're having Impossible Turkey. Did I tell you that?
Shut up.
They have Impossible Turkey now.
That I know they do, dude. I'm doing a fried turkey.
Nice. I'm talking Impossible Turkey that looks like a turkey, and you have to carve it up.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
We're gonna have impossible food. There's not gonna be no meat anymore.
So Joe, congratulations. Joe, we would love to do our show there. If you could give us a date, we want to do a listener party because the other establishments in town, they're making too much money. So we'd like to, help you out and come on in, buy a drink for all our listeners. Maybe we'll do a pep rally. Skoo, what do you think? If the Scouts win this week, I shouldn't say if, when they win this week, all right, hook or by crook, we're going to do a pep rally at Joe's to celebrate his #1 burger, and we will do our show there, and then we'll watch the stream game if it's not a home game.
Tell you what, if they get there, it's going to be the farthest this is how far they've gotten forever, and maybe three's the charm with Prairie Ridge.
Oh, that's the lucky ring right there.
Maybe three's the charm, as they say.
So there you go. Chiefs #1, Oka #2, Nighthawk Bistro 3, Ferentino's 4, Lantern 5. Maybe we'll do an update in 3 months. Skoo, what should be the next survey? I had a couple things in my mind.
Go ahead.
Bloody Mary, taco / burrito, best Mexican food in town. You got any other ideas?
I was thinking hot dog after the burger, but
not a lot of people have hot dogs though.
I know. That's why I was thinking aloud. But yeah, Bloody Mary. There's some crazy Bloody Marys around.
I mean,
God.
You got to have a pretty strong glass for some of those. Noodle.
Trying to think what would be a good one.
We'll noodle it a little bit. Maybe we'll get some.
How about some feedback?
Well, the feedback I'm pretty sure is going to be how scientific our poll is. That'll be #1. And obviously it's very scientific. The #2, the other feedback will be that you suck. And then number 3 will be you suck. So
here's the next one we should do.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of it around.
Yeah.
Is the pie. Pizza.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
Pizza. There's enough places that
okay.
Pizza. That would be a good one.
Now, should we have 2 categories? Or is it all when I say 2, best pizza in the place or best pizza delivered?
Oh, I thought you were going elsewhere. I thought you were going thin crust, thick, or pan, Well, even that thick crust versus pan, there's a lot of controversy over what that is. And
I think you got to go. I think simple. Look, I'm a Chicago guy. I'm deep dish. I understand. And some people say it's more like casserole. Whatever. I think you got to have a thin crust, and then I think you just got to have a not thin crust, whatever it is.
Right.
Okay. And then here's another side category: gluten-free. It's a hot topic in this household. I'm just saying, and the people that I go out with, it's where can you get a good gluten-free pizza? But let's start with thin crust. Best pizza in general.
the best gluten-free pizza?
Yeah. I'm just saying that's
throw some sauce on this.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What do you do?
Piece of paper. Come on.
All right. Just best pizza in town. Just keep it simple. Just best pizza.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. Because I think all of them do both thin and thick.
They do. So then you're going to get in the weeds, you know. So it's like, who's got the best burger without an egg on it? Whatever. Okay.
We should get a lot of entries on that. Well, we should put all of them in.
Okay. You give me the list of entries.
El Forno.
Who?
You've never been to El Forno, and it's Highwood Lake Forest, but it's Lake Forest.
Are we opening it beyond Lake Forest?
I would say El Forno's is the closest. Because
what about Lake Bluff?
You can open up to Lake Bluff, but who's in Lake Bluff pizza wise?
I have no idea. I'm sure we're going to find out. I just want to know beforehand before people start bitching, right?
You could do Lake Bluff, but I mean, you got El Forno's, you got Donati's,
right?
Chiefs does pizza. It's out west is Lou Malnati's, Silo,
corporate pizza, Silo.
Oof. Love Silo pizza.
I went there for a football banquet there. That was pretty good.
Oh, really?
That's what it. That's an old school place. I kind of like that.
I love Silo.
All right, so Highwood, Lake Bluff, Lake Forest, the Tri-City.
Bufo's and Highwood.
All right, then we'll do that. Give me all
that could be a good one. There's a lot of opinions on all that there.
Oh,
pizza's a good one because people have emotional about pizza.
I will give me all the list of give me the list of names, Skoo, and I will put it together. And then when somebody crabs why aren't they on the list, it's because Skoo didn't put them on. Did I call you Sue?
Sue. Hey, I ain't Sue, Stu, whatever.
More food, please.
More food, sir.
All right.
More food.
More food, sir.
What's our next show going to be, Pete?
Our next show is going to be talking about the Scouts beating up on Prairie Ridge. And
do we need to get back into the political arena?
Well, what I looked at, because of the census coming in late or whatever, they've moved the elections to June 2022. So hopefully next week we'll have our alderman for Ward 1 picked, our audit committee member picked to put up on the ballot that we'll vote on. And I'm guessing the vote will it'll be between March and June, somewhere in there.
When's the HBC going to fill those 4 spots? They got that new box coming to them.
Well, you know, it's I think all the lawyers like to be on that now.
Of course. Oh my God.
Oh, you are missing so much business, or you got some more happy clients. Thanks for listening to the Lake Forest podcast. Please give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and smash that like button on Facebook, Instagram, and follow us on Twitter. Let us know what you'd like to hear about on the upcoming shows. Again, I'm Pete, and I can be reached at pete@lakeforestpodcast.com. The link will be in the podcast notes below. On behalf of my co-host, Skoo Walker.
Let's Scouts. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Be there and put up your $7.
Blue and gold, baby.
Pep Rally people. We thank our Patreon supporters, Church of the Holy Spirit and Reverend Luke Back and Matt A. Cue the band. No, 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 no.